Hey everybody, Jake with Myers Flies. Going to do a little egg pattern for you. If you know me fishing, I like egg patterns, whether it's for trout or steelhead, salmon, things like that. I think egg patterns are great. They work as an attractor pattern any time of year. Also, when fish are spawning, it always works great too. So what we're going to do, this is a little bit different. As far as eggs go, we're using the Eggstacy egg that we have videos on that already, and we have the Eggstacy material. This is the hot pink. We have that in the shop. We've got all the colors in the shop. We've been having a hard time getting some of those colors because it comes from England, and that company, obviously, with the COVID and things, is having a hard time getting stuff. But I'm going to show you just a different technique here. There's this hook that's in the vise is a Daiichi 1510, size 10, and this is what I would typically use in trout. I know I said, size 10 sounds like it's huge, but it's not. It just gives you a really nice hook gap there. And so if you were going to use this for, maybe like salmon, things like that, you might want to step it up to like the Daiichi 2581 boss hook. It's a lot stronger, more stout of a hook, but this is great, steelhead and brown trout, things like that. So this is a 1/8 brass bead, and I'm just going to take and start some thread on the hook here, and this is just 140 denier red thread from UTC. Now I'm going to take a little length of the crystal flash. There you can see it. Little length of it. And what I like to do with this crystal flash is cut a piece of it, and I fold it once, get the tails kind of lined up there, and then I fold it again, and that way I'm not wasting so much crystal flash. And I just pull it up here, tie it in. I'm going to go back to right around the hook point there. And then you see those loops back there. You can just come in and cut them, and then I just kind of trim them back about the same spot on my vise every time. You don't want them to be too long. Okay, now this is going to be a two-tone Eggstacy egg. Friend of ours, Ed Bosley, he was in at the shop today, and we were talking about what we do with our little leftover. When you have a piece of yarn, you're tying eggs, and you might have a little scrap piece. I save these scrap pieces. He and I were. It was kind of one of those moments like, oh hey, you do that too, and. So anyhow, I save these little pieces, and you can do them in all different colors, color combinations, but I just take a little piece like this, the egg yarn, and you want to make sure the fibers are preened this way. If you would pull them the opposite way, they kind of stand out, and it doesn't lay down right. So there's only one way that it'll go. Then you want to pull the fibers off the end, and it'll expose the little thread cord that's inside. That's what's going to be tied back to your thread. Tie that down. Okay. Now we're going to let that hang out the back. Then I'm going to come in with another color. This is my favorite color, the fluorescent peach. And I'm going to pull that yarn out, exposing those two little fibers. And I'm going to tie that in. Same way. Now, what you want to do when you pull these back, make sure the fibers are back when you start wrapping. And every wrap, you want to make sure they're pulled back. And then you go in front of that wrap, pull it up. See how it lays down right in front of the other one? And you just do that the whole way up to the back of the hook bead. And you can you'll see, you can pack that in there. I can get one more wrap out of this because there's still some movement in that bead there. So I'm going to wrap it one more time. Kind of stuff that back in. And then I'm going to separate those fibers on the top. That's going to be my tie-in point. And I wrap 2 back there, and then pull it back. Then you can wrap in front of it. That really locks that down. And I take it and kind of twist it and trim it down tight. Now what you're going to do is I just kind of lick my fingers and just kind of go straight down with this. And you're just going to lay it flat. See that? You're just laying it flat like this. And then you're going to take this, just pull it straight up over. And again, pull your fibers back just like you did before. Separate it so you're tying in on that cord. If you don't, you're going to bunch it up here at the top. And I'll do 2 wraps. And I like to use this 140 because I can kind of bear down on it a little bit. And then I'm going to snip that off. Look at that. That is sick looking. Then I'm going to whip finish it. I always like to use red thread because it's almost like a blood dot on an egg. If you look at fish eggs, they have that blood dot in them. And so that's what your little two-tone's going to do too. It's kind of like eggs as they transition through the, through their colors will come out real bright and then they kind of just fade down. But that little joker right there, that'll catch some fishies. And so when this gets wet, it like sticks together real good, and you still got good hook gap. Don't let that fool you. You got plenty of hook gap. I catch a ton of fish on these. And then I'll just take a little bone dry, just stick it up there on my threads, let that soak in, hit that with a UV torch. You see how that looks. That looks cool. When that's underwater, and the light comes down naturally, the UV rays from the sun, it'll kind of do that in the water for you. So, there's eggs like this that are called like the clown egg and things like that. You tie with the like the glow bug yarn and stuff like that. But this is so fast. I mean, you can burn through these. You can tie a bunch of these quick. And when this Eggstacy stuff gets wet, it looks real jelly-like. So anyhow, give that a try. If you have any questions, give us a call. You can email us. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. You can stop down at the fly shop there in Dallastown, and you can get all the stuff to tie this there. And if you need something, maybe we can special order it for you. Try to help out, wherever we can. So, hey, get out there and enjoy God's great creation. Some beautiful, winter fishing. We've been having some really great days. We had some water come through here in South Central PA. We have some of the rain and some of the snow melt, and so it really helped the creeks out. And so we had some, week or two there, some really good fishing. And so get out there, do some exploring, maybe go out, take some pictures, stuff like that. So, hey, take care. God bless.